Yes, I'm one of the commissioners at the FCC. Previously to being appointed to this position, I served as the general counsel of the FCC, had some different roles inside the FCC before that. My top priority has been to close the digital divide and make sure that every single American has a fair shot at connectivity. And from the FCC's perspective, there's really three main ways we do that. One is we push more spectrum out there. We've been making a lot of progress on getting those airwaves released, which is the oxygen for the wireless services. The second piece is infrastructure. We got to make it easier to build out high-speed infrastructure in this country. It's tough enough work already, climbing towers and hanging antennas. We don't need unnecessary red tape in the way. The third piece is making sure we have the workforce in place to complete this country's 5G build. There's not necessarily a direct regulatory role for the FCC there, but I try to use my time on the commission to advocate and spread the word for the need for additional workers in this industry. Well, I've got a real passion for America's tower crews. They get the toughest jobs done. As I've traveled across the country, I've had the chance to spend time with a lot of the crews. I've been up a 2,000-foot broadcast tower up in Rowena, South Dakota. We were up in the clouds on a snowy day. That was a lot of fun. Here in Florida, I've been up a 1,700-foot tower. And of course, just this morning, I got a chance to climb with one of the Learning Alliance crews. And it's always fun to see firsthand what it takes to build out this infrastructure. And we always get some lessons learned that we take back to Washington from there. Yeah, right now we have maybe 27,000 tower climbers in the country, and we need to almost double that at about 20,000. I think there's three main ways we can do that. One is through in-house training by companies. The second is community college programs. And the third, programs like the one we're seeing today here at Learning Alliance. I think the apprenticeship model where people can get training on the job while they work, earn while you learn is a great model. I think we need to continue to orient federal and state policies to support those types of initiatives. Well, the biggest shift we're seeing is when you went from 3G to 4G, you had a handful of new 200 or 300-foot towers that went up. Not much of a change from an infrastructure perspective, but as we pushed into 5G, we saw up to a 10 times increase in new cell sites going up. And it's not just 200 or 300-foot towers anymore. They're on rooftops, they are on utility poles, they're on sides of buildings. So the continued increase in infrastructure build out is a trend that I think we're going to see for a while. And as 5G use cases continue to grow from AR to VR, there's only be more demand to build and maintain that infrastructure. What continues to be one of the challenges is workforce. Again, we need to basically double the number of tower crews that are out there. And this is a real opportunity for the public and private sector to work together to make sure that our policies are aligned to raise awareness about these good paying jobs in the tower industry, get people into training programs, apprenticeship programs, and making sure there's a pathway from there for them to get placed with companies where they'll have a career. So I think that's the opportunity that we have going forward. Well, first and foremost, thank you for the work that you're doing. A lot of people, when they turn on their smartphone, they think it works on magic or pixie dust, and they don't realize that there's real work that goes on behind the scenes. It's climbing towers, it's trenching conduit, it's pulling fiber. So thanks for the work that you're doing, and you're in an expanding and growing industry. There's a tremendous demand for people to get these good paying jobs. And there's upward mobility. A lot of people started as line tower climbers and then ultimately launched their own businesses from there. So it's a great field with a lot of opportunity ahead.